Well, hello. Happy Sunday. Welcome to play date number 56. Oh, those numbers are getting up there, aren't they? Oh my gosh, I have like 86 comments waiting for me. So let me say some hellos to everyone who is already here. And also, while I'm saying my hellos, any experiences with the hermit that you would like to share with us from this last week? All right, first one in today is Elizabeth. Hello. Richard Longman Tarot is here. Emily, hi. Sandra at the Whispering Well. Melanie Oak Mama, nice to see you. Kristen Louise, hello. Gracia T is here. Hi. Let's see, who else do we have here? Becca's here. Hi, Becca. And Patrice, hi. I love your little happy emojis. Tyken Light Moon, hello, hello. Donna Riedler, hi Donna. Jackie Jacaranda, hello. All right, scrolling. Let's see, I said hi to Elizabeth. I got that one. Gigi Nilsson is here. Hi Gigi. Amp Simon, nice to see you. And who else do we have? Oh no, it went to the bottom. Why? Why can't you just be easy, YouTube? All right, I know I complain about this same thing every week. We should all just accept that it's going to happen. The chat is going to jump. I'm stalling until I can find my place. I don't know if you're on to me. And also, any card predictions for today? Pamela Ramsey. It's a snowy good morning in Southern Oregon. No snow here in Seattle, just rain, as per usual. Let's see, who else do we have in here? White Tree Tarot is here. Hello. Jennifer Ball. Hi, Jenna. And let's see, Val T. Hi, Val. If I missed anyone, yell at me nicely. Hello, hello, L. Aspasia Rising. Hi, Beth. Nice to see you. All right, who else do we have in here? Michelle is here. Hi, Michelle. Jennifer, Rebecca. Another Jennifer. Maharet is here. Hi. C-Cat. Oh, we've got a good group already. Pals Tarot Tent. Hello. And Ann Fort. Not so many cards. I know. It's getting awfully skinny. Awfully skinny. Did I make it to the bottom? Oh, wait. I think I just saw Chris sneak in. Hi, Chris. And Elemental Tea. Hermit is your card of the year. So how's that going for you so far? Neem is here. Hi, Neem, Essence 818. Really had to work on your inner light to guide you this past week, Beth. You know, boy, I am doing some serious hermit work, which also explains why you have not seen a lot of other content from me, because I'm doing a bit of a deep dive for myself at the moment. And I'm hoping to come out of the other end with brilliant ideas for here on YouTube. All right, let's see what else. Who else do we have in here? Not what else. Who else? That's the important thing. Ishi's here. Hi, Ishi. Jonathan Daly. Aloha. Patrice is predicting temperance. And Neem is predicting 9 of Cups or 6 of Swords. And I know Neem is tracking which cards we've had. Like, let's see. Who else do we have? Oh, Kim. Hi, Kim. Nice to see you. Oh my gosh, I could just say all good morning. Rob Griesdorn. Am I saying Griesdorn? That's a new name here. Welcome in. If this is your first time or if you've been lurking and haven't said hello before. Did I make it to the bottom? Almost. I am almost there. Katie L. Hello. Gosh, do we have a couple of new folks in here today? Oh, I'm excited. One thing I will say, like, I feel like the last few weeks, I have been loving the engagement we've been getting from so many people. B. Kestrel, hello. Like, people who haven't spoken up before. It just makes Playdate all that much more fun. Going great. Elemental TM and Natural Hermit. Robin. Hi, Robin. Nice to see you. Toadstool Tarot there. Did I make it? I'm still not to the bottom. Oh, you guys are awesome today. All right. This is going to be a good play date. Shannon Moreau. Good morning. So if it's morning for you, you must be here on the West Coast with me somewhere here. All right. I think I made it to the bottom. All right. So I am going to flip this over. And like I said, feel free to share your hermit stories. If I missed anyone, I promise it was not accidental. The chat gets really, really jumpy, but I'm so glad to see you all here already. All right, so first things first, So for anybody who might be new here or watching this back for the first time, Rob has been in our community for years. Well, did you just find me, Rob? I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, or maybe I just found you is what that's really about. Okay, so for anybody who might be new to Playdate, what we do is the card that we explore every week is, of course, randomly chosen. Before we do that, I gather a list of 5 questions that we will use this week's card to answer for us. And then I will also I have randomly selected 5 decks from my collection so that we can explore different versions of the card of the week. I'm going to go ahead and put our Hermit away now. So for those of you who know how it's done, usually what works best is if you have a question you'd like to have answered this week, if you put it in all caps for me. I try really hard to just get them in first come, first serve order. Sometimes I miss them, and I promise it's not on purpose. Or if I purposefully don't select a question, I will explain why. But if anyone wants to show how we ask the questions here, lead the way, my friends. All right. Oh, Jillian is in here. Did I say hi to Jillian already? Okay. Pamela, I'm tech challenged, so I would acknowledge individually. Oh yeah, the tagging sometimes can get real tricky, and you can only do it on the PC and not on the mobile devices, which makes it a little extra challenging. All right, so Neem is showing us how it's done here. How can we best stay true to our path on our spiritual journey? Ooh, thank you for asking that, because that is something I am grappling with these days. Since 818. How can we, thank you for asking a question, stay true to our path on our spiritual journey? All right, let's see. Do we have another one? Yes. Ishi has, what energy is around us this week? M. Comer, artist. Ishi. Why can't I type today? My fake typing is failing me, Al. What energy is around us this week? All right, that's 2. Coming back here. Which direction now? Which direction now? Is there more to that question? I'll type it, but let me know if we want to clarify, like which direction now, just in general? Book Mama. Which direction now? Do we just need a little directional advice? And from Anne, oh, it looks like I've got 5 now. What should we actively avoid doing this week? Oh, now that's going to be interesting. You pair that with which direction now? What should we actively avoid? But somehow we always find that the card answers all of the questions pretty darn well. Actively avoid during this week. Anne wants to bring up the challenging cards, I think. And then we have from Jonathan, how do we stay true to ourselves while encouraging others to be true to themselves? Ooh, all right, we have some great and different questions this week. How do we, okay, I think I have 5 now. How do we stay true to ourselves while encouraging others to be true to themselves? Great questions. All right, let me save that one. And if I missed any, or if you brought it in and I'd already gotten them, please feel free to bring them back. How the hell do I remember to meditate? A little timer on your phone, an alarm. I do it very first thing in the morning. Then it's harder to forget. All right, so just generally. Okay, I got you, Melanie. All right, so let's see here. I'm just going to get caught up on the comments here, see if I missed anything. Yeah, Katie, there's a super interesting mix of questions today. Oh, this shirt, are you asking me, Elemental T? So this was on, I actually have a couple different versions of this. I have 2 sweatshirts. I have a t-shirt. I think I have a, and I have a bigger t-shirt, long sleeve one that I sleep in sometimes. It was on a website called Bonfire, which is like, it's kind of like a shop. I think that's kind of like an Etsy, right? Where they have lots of different shops, but I'd seen people post it on Instagram and I went shopping for it. So I love this one. It definitely speaks my mind and it brings the tarot element into it. So yeah, anyway, if you search for like bonfire maybe and no justice, no peace, it seems like it goes in and out of stock. So there might be a chance. Ooh, Elle's looking for a link for you, which means I'm behind in the chat. Okay. Oh, Owls of Aaron. Did I hear? Oh, Aaron Owls. There's Aaron. Okay. Hi, Aaron. Nice to see you. And Lori Kramer's in here. Hello, Justin Michael. Nice to see you. I'll put the link to the shirt. Thank you, Elle. Always great with the links. All right, so I'm gonna be away from the chat for a second here so I can focus on our questions as I shuffle. So from Neem, Essence 818, how can we best stay true to our path on our spiritual journey? From Ishi, what energy is around us this week? From Melanie, which direction now? From Anne, what should we actively avoid during this week? And from Jonathan, how do we stay true to ourselves while encouraging others to be true to themselves? I typed that funny, so we're going to fix that. Okay. See, this is also my spell check moment, apparently, my grammar check. All right, I'm going to try and riffle. It's challenging. How do we best stay true to our path? What energy is around us this week? Which direction now? What should we actively avoid during this week? And how do we stay true to ourselves while encouraging others to be true to themselves? Ooh. All right, I'm going to make a prediction. I'm not very good at this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm feeling Six of Swords energy from those questions, but we'll see what comes up. All right. Cutting. What do we got? Ooh, Three of Wands. I was just saying this morning that we still haven't gotten the 2 and 3 of Wands. So what are your first impressions? How do you feel about us pulling this card this week? I need to scooch over here a little bit. Does it seem right? What do you think? And I will not forget to pull out the melanated here in a second as soon as I get caught up on the chat. See if there's anybody who snuck in on me. Just some hellos. Lottie Rose, hello. Could it be Temperance? She says, I guess that every Sunday. I've been guessing 8 of Swords for weeks. Still hasn't come up. Today I just gave up. I was like, nope, I don't even want it today. Gracia, did I say hi to you already? If not, hello. So we got an oh boy from Melanie. Robin says, hey, that's my card. Is it, Robin? I don't know that I knew that. Open Horizons, the sea cat. So already we've got some initial thoughts on this. Open Horizons. Expectations. Emily, looking for something new opportunities, looking to the future. This is actually my card of the month this month. Ooh, is this our last January play date? Or do we have one more? Oh no, we have one more on the 31st. Shoot, whoops. I don't know where I went, but I went somewhere. I'm back, it's all right. Richard says 3 of Wands is my card for tomorrow I just pulled. Oh, you're pulling for tomorrow. All right, let's see here. Oh, I lost, there it goes. I got expectations. Is she feeling positive or apprehensive? Frankly, Tarot says, this card confused me so much when I was first learning. Yeah, and a lot of times I think between the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands, sometimes they get a little bit blurry. I have some thoughts on that I'll probably share. I usually look at the 2 as like the planning stages, and 3 is actually embarking on the journey or putting things in motion, right? I know a lot of times, you know, well, we'll focus on this. We'll focus on the symbols later. I don't want to jump out. I don't want to jump out too far ahead. The start of a journey, says V. I like this card. Jonathan says the 3 represents expanding outward, development and progression. It is the birth of an idea and the first actions taken toward a goal. Beth says, person for me, making concrete plans to move across country. Ooh, that's a big deal. That's definitely a 3 of Wands thing, isn't it? Simon said, this was my be the change you want to see in the world quote, the very first one. I love that quote. Like really, being the change, I think, is such an important aspect of wanting to affect change. T-Cat says, we still haven't had this one? I guess it'll do. New venture, says Aaron Owls. I lost it. Coming back. There it is. Myrna Taylor says, waiting to see what comes. Hi, Myrna, by the way. Katie says, I kind of get from this card to keep an eye on the horizon. Oh, I like that. Ooh, Hermit was your card of the month, Elizabeth. So did we help you out with that last week? Donna says, this one suits me for the year. Lots going on. Lottie says, yes. I always confuse the 2 and 3 of Wands. So maybe we'll get the 3 this week and the 2 next week, and then we'll have it all sorted. Essence says, it's only just begun. Got so far to go. Sighs before the next step. Let's go on to the next. So kind of one foot in front of the other, right? Pamela, gathering energy for the journey. Oh, yes. She says, I think of this card as like the portal in Stargate. I don't know if I've seen that. Is that going to set me up for something? I don't know. V says, agreed. This is an action card. Beth says, yes, 2 is balancing ideas and making plans. 3 is actualizing the plans. Hi, Nancy. Good to see you. Elizabeth, launching long-term plans, foresight, setting things in motion. A good card for the U.S. this week. Yes. Yes, it is, Patrice. Emily, upgrading your current situation. Oh, I like that. Upgrading your current situation. Interesting. Jonathan, the 3 of Wands is about exploration and doing research. This man is still stationary, holding on to a wand, which means he is still holding on to something safe or that he has control over. Kristen Louise, calling the ships to port, ready to act on the plans contemplated in the 2 of Wands. Like you just feel this energy. Like even if he's still kind of rooted and hasn't taken literally the first step, like you can feel the energy of this card, I think, moving forward. All right, so actually, let me take this moment too to get our, let me get our melanated 3 of Wands as well. We'll kind of take turns with these guys. So here's our melanated, and we'll take a closer look at both of these two when we start talking about the symbols in a bit. Richard says, take the long view and gain perspective. This means you will respond rather than react. Don't overreact or rush a decision. Ooh, I like that. And I just saw a good one from Anne here too. Put in the work. When is my ship coming in, right? Chris, time to put the mind maps and textbooks away. Stop planning and start doing. 3 of Wands for me is where we take a chance, put the reservations aside, and put ourselves out there. Like really embracing that fiery energy that the Wands bring us, right? Katie, maybe the hand on the wand is to do so whilst remaining grounded in what you are doing now. I almost said that, so thank you for saying that, right? It's like that grounding of the wand. It's like, okay, I'm planted, I'm firm, which maybe there's some confidence that is brought forward, right? So it's not pipe dreams, it's not pie in the sky stuff. Like these dreams and whatever goals we have are rooted and grounded in reality and are completely attainable. So a lot of times I see it like that. Hi, Sage Advice Tarot. Hardly even late. We just pulled our card. Erin says, the 3 of Wands was my first tarot journal entry. Ooh. So was that like the first card that you ever pulled? Like you're like, I'm going to do this daily tarot draw kind of thing. I'd love to hear more about that. Jonathan, they are no longer stuck to anything as they were in the 2 of Wands. They are grounded in the earth, easily moved. This man is testing the water, sending others out to report back what they find. So, so he sent these ships out and he's like, okay, you go scope things out. You tell me what's what, and I'll know it's safe. As long as there are no sharks or big creatures in the water, right? It's hard to move forward when your river is a desert. Does that look desert-like to you because of the yellowness of the water? You know, it's interesting in both of these. Ooh, we'll have to talk more about that later too. We're kind of diving into the colors and symbols. Aquarius Owl, hello, nice to see you. Uh-oh, don't jump on me. There's good stuff here. There is good stuff here. Come back. Let's see. When this card appears, a decision has been made and you're taking your first optimistic step towards your goals. You have set things in motion and there is no turning back now. Ooh, I like that, Elizabeth. That says, so therefore days and nights dissolve. By this low breathing sea, while here I pause and still resolve, voyage and venture free. From Arthur Waite. Ooh, that's poetic, literally. Emily says it could be about hunting for a new job, gaining a new client, playing the field in romance, etc. Regina Tarot. Did I say hi to you yet, Regina? If not, hello. Plans in motion, waiting for the results of first steps. Expansion. Melanie else said maybe he's just sending his ships out. Somebody else just said that too. I should remember, but you guys are bringing a lot of good stuff already. Jonathan, oh, see, Jonathan and Emily are on the same page here. Example would be sending out your resume for a job. You have no job. Before you can get a job, you need to send the resume out and have people call you in. The little ships are like resumes going out. Oh, I like that. White Tree Tarot, I just recently noticed that there seems to be an armor beneath the person's cape, prepared for anything. Oh yeah, it does look kind of like that. Definitely does look like that in this card. That kind of silvery armor that's happening there. Okay, well, let's switch. We'll take this opportunity to kind of switch back and forth. Emily says, whatever it's about, having that fuel behind it, there is passion. So hunting for a job, a role that is fulfilling, exciting, inspiring, or a romance based on attraction. Oh, where'd we go? There it is. Elemental T. 3 is growth, so fire is energy growing. Donna doing a little reconnaissance. Beth, the 3 of Wands is the card of action. Could be the merchant who sent out his ships. Interesting. Ooh, Elle's bringing some good stuff here. Sun and Emperor Aries equals 3 of Wands. Sun, oh, so the 3 of Wands and the Sun. Wait, I'm not sure if I'm reading the emphasis right, but you tell me if I'm not. So representing clarity, action, and new spirit with something new on the Emperor's mind, although he is blocking it. It's also shining around him. My head's going to need to absorb that. That sounds like some good stuff. Yeah, I'm going to take a closer look at this, Katie, and you are going to see, you're going to see where those ships have been hiding from you. Uh-oh, shoot. Now I unhighlighted it, so I need to, there we go, there we go. T-Cat says, I often see this card as an ending that turns out as a new beginning. It can come up when you still have more to accomplish. Work is not done yet. Ooh, I'm already thinking ahead to some of our questions. Yeah, so Chris is looking for some from insight from Elle. So are we seeing this figure as the Emperor, which I've never really thought of? A bold onset is half the battle. Yes, Simon. Frankly, Tarot says, I saw that armor for the first time in 25 years just the other day. Isn't it funny how we can look at these cards and look at these cards, and then I think what happens is we start to think we just know these cards, and then something will pop up that really grabs our attention. I love that we get a real close-up look every week with Playdate. Simon says, courage and self-belief will reap rewards. And then Anne, Sun and Aries, a new cycle of creativity begins. So that's kind of expanding there on what Elle was saying too. I like that. Myrna, holding on to the wand. Is he leaning on others for success? Oh, I haven't really thought about that. Pamela's asking, why is the water yellow? I wonder if it says that in the book, Simon. We'll have to take a look here in a little bit. Jonathan, the esoteric title of the 3 of Wands is Lord of Established Success. This title implies something successful has been established because the 3s in tarot represent the initial progress. Oh, you brought that up from the this book is so good. The Melanated Guidebook is so good. Thank you for bringing that out, Elle. I appreciate that. Simon says, don't hesitate to make bold decisions. T.S. Eliot refers to this particular card in The Wasteland, by the way. Ooh, what's the reference? I'd be curious to know. Katie says, I really love the energy of this card. Same, agreed. Yeah, Becca says it looks more like sand than sea. Yeah, and Robin had made that comment earlier about it kind of looking deserty. So that's, you know, and it's like that in both of these cards. Well, okay, here. We'll make room for the tarot here. Let's see. There is armor. All right, I think I'm going to have to pull this close because we're seeing a lot of new things in these cards today. Emily, yes, and there's confidence, sense of security, knowledge of one's talents. I'd say in reverse, it could almost be arrogance and inflated sense of ego. Erinelle says, yes, I see it as you have just made a long journey. Are you looking back at what you have accomplished? Lucy, good morning. The beginning of the journey toward future goals. Hi, Shannon. Nice to see you. Jonathan, in the Wands, the initial progress is establishing yourself in your journey by getting things in order first. Utilizing resources is an important factor of the card. There's a lot of planning and foresight. Donna says, I literally just had the phrase Emperor of all he surveys go through my head, which makes sense with this card. Gracia says, this man is both grounded and ready for a new adventure. The 3 wands are firmly planted in the now, but his gaze is focused on the future. And isn't it true? I think we don't have too many cards in the deck where the figure is completely looking away from us. Well, there's probably a few, but it's interesting because a lot of times we think about when the characters are facing left or right and they're looking to the past or they're looking towards the future. But when they're looking like away from you, do you read that as them looking towards the future or the past? I'd be interested to see if different people kind of interpret that differently. Emily says, behind the confidence and pride, though, I think there is insecurity too, and perhaps imposter syndrome, fears of being not good enough for challenges ahead. Oh, Emily, this is my card of the month, and you may have just made me think about some things. So thanks for that. That was good. That was good. Beth says, Wade says the 3 ships are metaphors for desires, intentions, and material items are being launched. All right, so since we've had so much reference to the ships, okay, I don't want that to jump on me because I want to come back to these, but I want people who maybe haven't noticed the ships to see what we're talking about. So let's see if we can get the shadows off of there. So here's a close-up of our card. So here you see in his, is that his right? Yeah. Well, what looks to be, yeah, the right arm cross. Sorry. I have to figure out if my camera is forward or backward. So we see that bit of armor poking out there, right? And then here, so now, see those little ships in the water there, in the yellow water. Now we do have mountains in the background, which often can indicate, at least they look like little mountains. So maybe not huge obstacles, but maybe little obstacles. And then he's standing on this rocky terrain. And then here in this version of the card, we kind of have sort of this beigey colored sky. No clouds, but not blue skies, right? So again, it's kind of that neutral environment, I think. Now this here, I love this kind of glow that we see around our melanated tarot. We still see that armor. And then the red of the cloak, right? The fieriness, the confidence. Ooh, do we have an extra ship in there? Or is one of them sinking? What's happening there? Hold on, I need to like study my arm. Focus. What is going on there? Hold on, I got a magnifying glass. Not that that will help you at all. I got those little sailboats. I don't know, I just think it's funny because in this one, it looks like a boat with 2 sails. I don't know if you can get the focus there. There we go. And this one, it looks like the freaking boat is sinking. That just grabbed me. Sorry. Okay, I spent a lot of time on that. All right, so now that you've seen these up close, let me see what else you guys are saying here. Chris said, the Thoth astrological association is the sun in Aries, and the Emperor is associated to Aries. I think I understand a bit more. Aranel says, that's funny. Everybody says that because when I first saw this card, I thought it was the desert. Oh, so that is interesting. Okay, so Simon's got from our book here, The Ultimate Guide to the Rider-Waite Smith, the yellow sea, golden, is referring to insight, gilding, a magical moment, sunny prospects, but also an illusion or mirage. Oh, I have to really think about that. So it's like a lot of hope and ideals and dreams for the future, but maybe not so much rooted in reality the way that I was kind of referring to with the wand. Oh, that's interesting. Elizabeth says the golden sea, insight, gilding, a magic moment, sunny prospects. Okay, you're looking at the same book, I can tell. Just a reflection, illusion, mirage. Perhaps an easy crossing is possible, but the sea appears like a desert. Plans could get buried in the shifting sands. Oh, interesting. Okay, I lost my thing, jumped again. There it is, shifting sands from the book. Jonathan, before making an action, you assess the environment to make sure you are doing something that is not completely idiotic. The wands are grounded in earth, which means that there is sensibility here. However, earth puts the fire out, so there's an element of self-control going on here. Oh, and then Simon had said that too about the plants could get buried in the shifting sands. That's an element of this card I've never really thought of. But I think that really lends a ton of insight. Yeah, Emily, triggered, but in a good way. It's like I'm doing a lot of meditative work this month. Donna, I think because the suit of wands, it always seems futury to me. So do the wands in general seem futury to you, Donna? She says, I'm expectant and optimistic, and I know that my dream is on the way, from the light seer, aka Uggs. So when you're referring to Uggs, are you referring to the light seers? Because I've seen these Uggs comments before and I didn't get it. Is that right? Am I now catching on here? You're gonna have to tell me, is she? Okay, so just so you know too, so a couple of people have been referring to the book. So Simon always is great about, yeah, this one here. Simon is always great about bringing this to Playdate for us, the ultimate guide to the Rider-Waite Tarot. And every time, what's great about this is it kind of highlights the different, like the side symbols in the cards, and it kind of talks about what those particular symbols could represent or be referring to or mean. And granted, you know, there are a lot of different associations that other folks have made, Rachel Pollack, etc. But I think it's such a really cool resource. All right, Anne said, maybe look before you leap. You've got a grasp on the situation and confidently put things in motion, but you can't yet reap the rewards. Yeah, we're just at the beginning. We're only at the 3 of our journey, right? TCAT, 3 of Wands can also be about broadening your horizons and thinking forward. So Simon says the far shore here, new territory, unfamiliar lands, discovery of oneself and possibilities. Ooh, I love that. I actually really like that. And then Katie says the rocky terrain here feels like strong foundations and grounding. Ooh, I like that. Well, hi, tarot trainee. Those mountains foretell the 5 of Wands. Ooh, interesting. So kind of looking forward to that. Emily says there's a sense of insecurity about when the results will be visible, reachable. If ships, I guess, reminds me of believing in something we want to manifest, even if there's no real evidence of it yet. Yeah, sometimes we have to have faith in what can't be seen, right? Frankly, Tarot says the sash seems to be leopard skin, another interesting symbol. Yes, so what do we think that means? Or maybe that's, I'm a little behind in the chat, but hopefully not too far. Donna, that is very yellow water. Or shifting sands of a mirage-like dream. Let's see. Slouching toward Bethlehem is Yeats. Wait, am I reading this right? Here is the man with 3 staves, and here's the wheel. And here's the one-eyed merchant. And this card, I don't get it. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's a reference that I'm just totally missing. Jonathan, in readings, the 3 of Wands represents planning, taking things into consideration, doing research, and not making any real actions that have a profound effect. And not making any real actions that have a profound effect. That's interesting. Hell's Tarot 10, I believe it's about the wave and not the ships. But the water's not really that wavy. What do you mean? Simon, I don't get the comments either. Okay, so we're talking about a book using that line from a Yeats poem. Okay. Let's see here. Mendy calls, okay, so here's the Uggs thing, the mystery solved. Mendy calls the light seers Chris Uggs boots deck since it's her comfort deck. Oh, so the light seers is like comfortable, like Uggs. Okay, I get it. Jonathan, you need to think of the future and be strong and confident in yourself. Wait for results. If things look promising, continue onward. If your findings are not favorable, reformulate your plans. So we take a step back and go back to the 2 for a minute. It's interesting how the heat can make sand look like water in a mirage. Oh, that's true too, right? So when you're exhausted and tired and you need that glimmer of hope and you start seeing mirage and you see water where the sand is, interesting. And yet there's boats in it. I gotcha. I don't read much poetry. Did I just out myself there? That's probably pretty obvious. I asked you for the Eliot reference. See, See, I don't remember what happened 30 seconds ago. You guys are giving me a lot to think of for sure. All right, so Issue says here, if it's leopard fur, it's likely to be very symbolic, some sort of power reference, right? And with that army, and then that kind of that reference back to the Empress, is that all to kind of lend towards this person's status who's in this card? Gracia says the future brings life's challenges and opportunities. Are you willing to leave your secure place and meet them? Okay. I'm scrolling. Oh, I think I almost caught up here. Whoops, this one here. There's a lot of strength in this card. The posture to me looks confident. The wands are stabilizing and creative. Hi, Chantal. Welcome in. So Simon says the headband. Ooh, we haven't really commented on that yet. So the headband around his head. As with the Magician and the Nine of Wands, being equipped, attentive, all-around awareness. View everything carefully, including oneself, from the front and the back. Ooh. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, it's Eddie Murphy wore the same outfit in the movie Coming to America. Oh my gosh, I think you're right. I mean, I'm sure you're right, but I think I remember that is what I mean to say. So Tarot Trainee said, when I first started my tarot journey, I saw the Three of Wands. I saw the three wands as three paths: stay, go back, or go forward. He holds the forward wand. He holds the forward wand, meaning, oh, to go forward. Okay, I get what you're saying there. So strongman performers would dress in leopard. That's true. I didn't, Kristen. I think I missed it. So the Maasai, am I saying that right? They are a tribe that strongly resisted during the slave trade. The melanated reminds me of that. Ooh, this one here. Okay, that's interesting. Eddie Murphy. That's very cool. So are we ready to start looking at some of our alternative cards and answering questions? Usually around this time, I suppose I best get moving on. Let me take a quick sip of water. All right, so as I said, these are randomly selected from my collection. I typically stay within the RWS theme primarily. So our first alternative deck today is the Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. So this is always kind of an interesting one to look at here. I actually really am digging this deck. So thank you, Elle. All right, let's see here. There we go. And these, it has very like monochromatic coloring in each of the cards, but each one is different. All right, let me move that up there, up there. There we go. We always stay organized in the beginning. So, whoops, the backs of these cards are just like plain back. This is an out of print deck. Sorry. All right, so here is a close-up look at our three. I love that like sun in the background. So here we don't necessarily see ships. A different look, kind of a different, but we've still got kind of that yellow that we had here, right? So the yellow that we have in this card and in this card. So what do y'all think? So we're talking about Titanic. Oh, is she talking about the history of leopard print? Leopards are independent, adaptable. They're in every environment. Ooh, interesting. That's windy, says Melanie. Jonathan, ooh, I want this deck. It is. I'm sorry, Meg Rose Honey Ritual. Hi, by the way. Ooh, the second edition might be out now. Oh, it's currently in print. Oh, yay. All right. Okay, this is in print. So Jonathan, maybe jump on it if you haven't already. Is that a pyramid or a hill? You know, that's a great question. It does look very pyramid-like, doesn't it? But I interpret it as a hill. It's got just enough subtle curves, I think, to be hilly to me. One of those sticks doesn't look like the others. That's true, right? So we have a couple that look really curvy. Sorry, that was Pal's comment here. And then the one, I'm assuming you mean the one that's kind of, well, I guess they're all a little bit curvy. This one's a little bit skinnier. Great card. Looks gorgeous. Yeah, this deck is really cool. Yes, Tarot of the Holy Spectrum, Emily. Katie, with the person in the shadow, it does seem to put more emphasis on the horizon future. Yeah, and with the sun, which side is this? Wait, where's my sun? There it is. But with the sun too. Okay, sorry. We're going to shift over again. I keep like shifting back. Okay, here's my sun right here. So with that, I really feel like that speaks towards the future a lot. Oh, hold on here. All right, Chris, you can link it now. All right. Unless Elle maybe already did it for you, but you know how I run behind. Try now, Chris. You should be blue. All right, Ishi, the Egyptian goddess of wisdom, was shown clad in leopard skins. Dionysus, the Greek god of wine, was associated with the leopard and was sometimes depicted wearing their fur. So still kind of coming back to like the leopard print here that he wears. So Beth says here, the one she's holding on to is very forward of the others and looks stable. Ooh, I like that. So Robin's noticing for anyone who loves the Radiant Ray Spirit, the water is blue in that particular version of the deck. Ooh, interesting. I actually have it down there. So if we have time at the end, maybe remind me. Now, no ships in this card. So, I mean, it still has a lot, I think, of the same feel, but just enough nuance for us to maybe look at it just a tad bit differently. No, thank you, Chris. All right, so let's see what our first question is and how we would answer that. So this one here is Neem's question. Oh, I love the way that this is phrased. How can we best stay true to our path on our spiritual journey? Donna says it looks windy because of her flowing hair. So is that a little bit of resistance? Maybe that's a different kind of resistance than what we saw in the other card. Whoopsie. Boy, the chat jumped big that time. The staff wands kind of remind me how twisty and curvy life's path is. Yes. Yes, perhaps winds of change. I like that. Elle says the wand tops are curling up at the top like fern leaves. Ferns represent new beginnings, hope, humility, and sincerity. Ooh, I like that. Never give up. Ask for cash and support from others. Right? So if you need support, don't be afraid to ask for that. So how can we best stay true to our path? I'm trying to read it as it's scrolling here on our spiritual journey. So for me, it's keeping the eye on the horizon, right? Looking towards the future, remembering what it is that we are embarking on this journey for, and keeping so this to me, specifically with this card, let's go to this side. This will be a little easier for me. So specifically with this card, I think that sun is us keeping that light in mind as we're looking to move forward. What else do you think? All right, so T-Cat says, looks like she would be remembering her past adventures and planning new ones. She has grown from past experiences. I'm going to try and do this with my finger here. So, oh, I had that one. Leanne says, that sure looks like the Hermit card. I wonder if the card could overlay the Hermit perfectly. Yeah, I put the Hermit away because he was last week, but Melanie says you're on the verge of the journey. Keep your goal in mind. Oops, yeah, Val said same. My thoughts exactly. Keep your eyes on the prize. Well, Jen made me do it. Oh, that's a new one. That's cute. She says it shall be noticed the African tribe chiefs, particularly the Zulus, wore the leopard skin. So she's on a mission with the with the leopard skin, but I do appreciate that. Tarot trainee says wind could be air, lots of thoughts and knowledge. Katie says if you're unsure of your direction, go to the higher ground. Take a step back and take stock. Ooh, the winds are up. It's time to set sail. Chris says, since the person is silhouette, I want to say the key to staying true to our path is to think outwards and not just inwards. Might be our path, but it's going to affect others too. Oh, I like that. So it's not just about ourselves. And sometimes that can be what motivates people, like looking to see, let's see, how are our actions going to affect those around us? Like sometimes that will be what drives us forward. Sometimes it's a little more difficult if we think that it's just about us. Sometimes that can be very propelling for people, but other times that might be less motivating. It's like, oh, it's just me. Like, why would I put the energy? But if we can see how it affects the greater good, or if it is indeed a greater good, sometimes that actually can be motivating in and of itself as well. Beth, look to the sun, optimism, stay strong, knowing you'll have external help. So the stave that she's holding on to here, and put your plans in motion. Chantal says, make a plan and manifest new things so you can evolve further. Emily, I think allowing ourselves to change our perspective and opinions if we need to, and potentially even shifting our direction if we need to. We change, but if we're struggling, I think getting back to basics, right? So allowing that journey to evolve as it needs to. And sometimes where we think we're going to end up isn't where we end up, or things kind of come into, obstacles present themselves. We have to figure our way around them. So sometimes we think, okay, this journey, getting me from point A to point B, I see this linear path, and then we find ourselves having to wind our way through it, but learning a lot more in the process. Kristen says, another African reference, the Uraib ritual of honoring the Orisha ocean by first approaching the ocean. Ocean wears yellow, dive into your spirit, connect with your guides. Ooh. Let's see, Anne answering the question, by staying true to yourself and your beliefs, the sun lights the way. Oh, we're all loving answering this question, aren't we? Looking at our original reasons for aligning with a path, engaging with whatever it is. Donna, get some perspective and make a course correction if needed. Jonathan, our paths aren't just one way. If we need to shift paths and we're able to without thinking, it's a bad thing. ... Wait, what? Emily, allowing ourselves to evolve, yes, and not beating ourselves up if something isn't quite right for us, even if we thought it was. Yes. She says, it made me think, as we can't see the face, if it was a hidden ethic minority card, but I do see the whitewashed skin. And this card? Okay, maybe I'm missing something. So how are we feeling about that, Neem, if you're still here? Did we answer your question all right? Any other thoughts on this? In the RWS, he also has a laurel headband, a symbol of the devotion to work. Okay. I need to think about this comment Jonathan said. Our paths aren't just one way. If we need to shift paths, then we're able to without thinking. Are you trying to say it's not a bad thing? Or it is a bad thing? I feel like I'm missing something. Okay. All right. Feel free to keep your thoughts on that coming. And in the meantime, I also want to, let me check this other chat. I feel like this chat's like stuck. Oh, there we go. Now it's caught up. So Beth says there's an element of trusting the universe in the Three of Wands too, looking out on the elements and launching our ideas. Hidden ethic card. It was a passing thought. Hey, I like the passing thoughts. I think those are cool. All right. I will move on, but if you have more thoughts on how to answer Neem's question, please feel free. All right, so my next alternative deck this week is the cute little Whispering Spirits by Joanna Nelson. See what we got here. Let me get back to my comments here as I'm pulling this up. Oh, Jonathan, thank you. So let's see, Kristen's saying, he's saying, don't judge your path as a bad thing if you need to change it. Okay, shifting paths is seen as a bad thing, but shifting paths isn't a bad thing if it gets us to where we're looking to go. Okay, that's what I thought you were trying to say. I just wanted to make double sure. Yeah, we were answering the question, Pals Tarot Tent, but Neem may have had to step out, so hopefully, if nothing else, she'll watch it back and know we answered her or tried to answer her question. Oh, there she is. Great answers from everyone. Was eating with one hand and eat, or okay. It's very important. I will be eating right after this. Let me tell you, I am hungry this morning. Cuteness coming up. Yes, here are the backs of this particular deck, by the way. So here is our adorable Three of Wands from the Whispering Spirits Tarot. We'll take a close-up look. And in every one of these cards, she kind of has these origami helpers along the way. I love the little backpack on this creature. I think that really speaks to the journey. And we still have our boats out there. Now, what's interesting to me is, they're not on the shore. They're kind of on this cliff. So To me, it's almost like, I will want to hear your thoughts, but every once in a while I got to get up on a little soapbox. But to me, it's like, our spirit, our whispering spirit here is kind of looking out, surveying everything, and kind of figuring out the direction. And they're going to have to turn around and go travel the path to get to where they want to go, whether it's to the other side or whatnot, right? So what do you guys think? What do you see in this? Yes, it's such a cute little backpack. Yeah, this is really cute. See, Oakman was saying in sailing, it's all about shifting the rudder and sails to harness the wind and get to the goal. Oh, yes, I like that reference. All right. Yes, Neem makes me laugh constantly. Hi, Sparkling Sia. Nice to see you. So Jackie says it reminds me of the Fool. It does have that element, right? I can totally see where you're getting that. Ooh, is that a little animal underground? Looks like a snail and sigil underground on top of the cliff. Oh, let's see what we've got here. Do we see what Emily is referring to? Is that a little creature? Is that what you're referring to right there where I'm pointing, Emily? I don't think I see a snail, but yeah, there does seem to be like a glimmer of growth or something going on there for sure. Yes, we don't want hangry Neem. We like happy Neem. Yes, so childlike, trust innocence, like in the Fool. Patrice says, from this angle, they have a fool appearance, but with more consideration. So maybe there's less of that foolish element, right? This is much more thought out and planned. So it's less like, la, 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 I'm about to step off the cliff, right? We don't see that happening. This person has purposefully, the spirit, has purposefully walked to the edge of this cliff and is looking where they're going, which I think is how that gets distinguished from the Fool and maybe has a bit more maturity around it. She says, effort has been made to build the ships. Now is the time to watch them float away, which will return to shore. Ooh, I like that too. Pamela says, watching where others are headed, but still deciding our own path. Ooh, I like that. He's packed and contemplating the journey ahead. Yes. Does look like a sigil. So everybody's kind of seeing what Emily's seeing there. A growth, a grapevine. So we're talking about that little thing right up there. Jonathan says it looks like a vine growing and hanging off the cliff. Yeah, I feel like you could see that as either in the ground or out of the ground. So that's kind of cool. I wouldn't have picked up on that. A more equipped and focused fool. Yes. Which I think by definition that makes him slightly less a fool, or her, or them. Emily says 2 of Staff's wands are rooted and the other one is with our whispering spirit. He's staying grounded but invested in his paper boat project. Yes, I love that. She says the snail, grapefruit, whatever it is, grapevine, reference to the root, foundation already laid, a time of waiting, a pause before the celebration in the 4. Oh, I love where you're going with that. Yes, the Fool, after playing in the 2 of Wands, not just foolhardy optimism, but putting plans into action. Emily says he has investments in the earth with his 2 remaining wands. Wait, this side, right? So we have these 2 kind of, wait, that way, planted, and then, holding on to this other one. Security. I hope he can swim. That backpack could weigh him down, right? It's like, be careful how much baggage you carry, right? That there could be a good solid warning in that for sure. The number 3 signifies growth. Yes. Hi, Tanya, by the way. So let's take a look at our next question. I'll keep scooching. I don't know how I keep drifting to my left. Oh, and this is for Ishi here. So what energy is around us this week? Ooh, action-oriented energy, putting plans into motion, surveying what's before us so we can figure out where we want to go. Lots of active energy, I would say for sure, but I'd love to know what you all think. Jonathan says he's got everything he brings with him in the backpack and he's waiting for his boat to come in so the journey can begin, right? I mean, that seems to me the most practical way to get where it looks like he wants to go. T-Cat says, looks like this little spirit is prepared for an adventure, but still being level-headed. Yes. As Phasia Rising Beth says, looks like good energy to me. I agree. Like, I feel pretty good about this energy, but it's not always going to be easy, right? There's certainly some challenges ahead, but I feel like we've got what we need on our back. We've got our hand, our support staff. See, this water looks more like water, not so much like sand. Definitely, Jackie. Emily says, ooh, potential success, projects beginning, moving forward with our initiatives, need to have faith in our passion projects. Yes, have faith and believe that even if it seems like it might be a little bit challenging or difficult to accomplish, that we have laid that foundation. We've made it past the 2, right? And now we're on to the 3. So we've done what we need to do to ensure an opportunity for success as we go to move forward, right? Donna says, well prepared and ready to set out. Beth says, plans in motion, almost, must be patient. Leanne says, in this card, the wands turned into boat oars. They do kind of look like boat oars, don't they? Kristen says the paper crane origami symbolizes success and good fortune in Japanese culture, success and optimism in our goals. Neem says 2 of wands behind, fear and decision. The wand being held, will, right? So let's leave fear and indecision behind us. Where, back here, back here, nope, the side where they belong, right? I do better when I have it on this side for some reason, right? And it's like, okay, we have that will and determination to move forward. Gracia says, our higher self is urging you to explore, embrace your inner leader, and prepare for takeoff. And Emily says, yes, I also think you go to a certain point and there's no going back, especially if it's meant to be, because it's a labor of love. Oops, I don't want to skip this one. L, giving your passions the time they deserve, giving them wings, the cranes, going from dream to reality. Ooh, love that. Emily says, you couldn't stop even if you wanted to because you love it too much. Yeah, I mean, and the wands are all about the fiery passion that we have for things, right? And for our goals and our dreams. Good working. All right, next deck. This is one that Simon highlighted last week during Corin's stream. I have the Ancestral Path Tarot by Julia, I'm not sure how to say that, Kusiewicz, maybe? Let's take a look here. Great big cards, so while I'm holding them up, they'll be easy for you to see because they're quite large. All right, and here the ones are staves. Ooh, this is going to be a fun one to look at. Here's backs, by the way. So here is, let me get over here. That flask is huge. I know, it's like it's the biggest water bottle. I think it holds like 40 ounces or something like that. It's not the full card, Chantal. We're actually 3 of wands, but I can see how that one would have tricked you. Another deck I want to get. I'm here for you, Jonathan, just to taunt you with these different cards. All right, so let me give you a nice close-up look at this one. Lots going on in this particular card. That is quite a boat that we have there. So what do we think about this one? Gracia says, I'm always surprised that this deck is so large. The original one was quite tiny. It's like probably like a quarter of this, maybe just a tad bit bigger, maybe a third. It's really small. Beth says, symbol overload for me right now. Did you get, after I looked at it closer, Melanie, did that help? Simon says, yes, it's a beautiful deck. Jen makes this work. And Simon sings sunny voice. What does the book say? So this only comes with a tiny little white book, but I do have the original book from the original one, which is partially why I got it. I'm not sure that the artwork is particularly addressed in here, but let's just take a look just to see here. The other book is like way over on a bookshelf, and I'd have to, okay, let's see here. The Suit of Staves. So the 3, it goes backwards. Successful conclusion of a journey or project. Interesting that it's talking about the conclusion. Leaping back into the mainstream of activity following a period of withdrawal or inactivity. So in this case, do we think maybe they were on the boat and they've now gotten off the boat? Do we think maybe that's what's happening here? Rob likes this card. Yeah, I really think it's really pretty. Let me see, what does Emily say here? It's hard to see what's going on, but it looks like a voyage. They look comfortable in terms of wealth. Yeah. So then Melanie says, ready to embark on a voyage, like bringing bricks down river on the Nile. Right, so this is really interesting that we can look at this either as they've just come down the river or they're getting ready to go onto the river. Now we're going to scooch this way because I think this one's a little easier to see over here. I can hold it closer. There's a lot going on this card. Let me get rid of that comment there. So it looks to me here too, we have a couple of people who appear to be wealthier, somebody here who seems to be at their service. Interesting there. So let's see, wait, this way. Donna says, yeah, it looks like they've just arrived. Kristen, yeah, they're just getting off the boat. Chantal says, this card presents that they are taking action and physically getting on the boat, taking the bull by the horns, so to speak. Or getting off the boat. So Neem says, actually, it makes sense. Think of RWS. He's coming up a hill. Completion isn't just in terms of overall objective. Completion comes in stages. That's actually a really great point, right? Because we have the baby steps along the way. We have the mini goals to get us to the bigger goal. We have different stops on our journey. And so maybe this is one of those stops. They've started the journey. Now they've gotten off the boat, but we don't know where the trek is going to take them from here. It doesn't mean they've arrived at the final destination. And confusing, are they coming or going? You know, maybe it's meant to make you think. It'll be interesting to see how this will answer our question. Jonathan says, in this card, the boat has come in and now they are unloading the boat to start a new life. Yeah, Emily says, wow, yes, maybe they have come off the boat in the background. Yes, someone who is employed by the people in the foreground. Pal, 3 is a crowd sometimes. Justin's loving this. It's interesting. We've got a lot of really different reactions to this card, which I think is always very cool when we have that in Playdate, actually. So there are 3 people all holding different items and tools, right? So it does. And it looks like, so these kind of represent the wands, right? So he's got this staff. Wait, let me go this way. So he's got the staff. She's got the ankh. Oh, wait, she's holding 2. She's hoarding wands here. And then she's got like what looks like almost like a scepter of some kind. But then this person's like carrying all the work is what it looks like to me. She says, whether they're coming or going, there's been an energy and they're resting before the next move. They're kind of taking stock in what is being unloaded. Okay, that's interesting. White Tree Tarot, could it be that they were bringing in materials for pyramids? Early pyramid builders were in need to move huge quantities of stone, contributing to a bigger plan. Oh, that's kind of an interesting way to look at it. And Donna's saying, yeah, their ship has come in. Yeah, I love the ankh. I think that's kind of a cool element here. So Pamela says, the sail is full, suggesting movement. They are facing the wind. Kristen says, she looks like Nefertari, the mother of King, I don't want to mispronounce that, Amenhotep? Random and nothing to do with the card. Hey, you know, it's an observation. All right, so to make sure, oh gosh, make sure we get on time here. So, oh, Melanie, boy, did we get a doozy of a card to answer your question. Which direction now? So are we coming or are we going? I feel like the tarot's kind of messing with us a little bit now. It's like, which direction do you think you're going? And kind of putting it back on us, right? But I do think, even joking aside, that this really means that we have that forward momentum. The journey has started, right? We've come down the river, we're unloading some stuff. There might be more work to do and we still have further to go, but we are headed somewhere. Hopefully the right somewhere, but I'll be interested to see what you guys think. Robin, any way the wind blows, right? Let's just get in that boat. Let's just see where it takes us. T-Cat says, they have equipped the boat and ready to take that to the new waters. Reminds me about a project that can be refined in new circumstances. Melanie said, that's exactly how I feel. And no clue where we're going. Paul says, ask your heart. Yeah, ask your heart. Like, and sometimes this makes me crazy with the tarot because recently I had an experience where I actually went to a Lenormand card because I'm like, I need a very firm, definitive answer. And basically that thing was like, yeah, you're going to have to figure that out for yourself. I was like, damn it. Can you just give me the answers? All right, so Emily says, whoa, yes, which direction? It's up to us. We have to commit if we want to make it work. We can't expect to see results immediately. There's an inherent patience, that waiting for the ships to come in thing that we have with the Three of Wands, isn't there? Erin says, I believe it all depends on what's the question you're asking your cards when it comes to direction. So maybe, and it's funny because I kind of did this with you a little bit, Melanie, when you asked that question, I was like, ooh, like which direction what? So maybe it is kind of pushing for a little bit more specificity there. All right, welcome back, Chris. It's nice to have you. Nancy said, I like the building the pyramid idea. Jonathan's laughing. I mean, a lot of us, I think, are laughing at the irony of this card with that question. Naeem says, don't move, relax, stop and pose for a picture. Like, document your journey, right? Document your journey. I'm going to take that into something serious there. Could somebody order me some food while you're at it? That'd be great. Actually, I have leftovers. I'm good. Beth says, in answer to this question, this particular card does really seem to rely on trust. You have to make your plans based on which way the wind is blowing. Oh, I like that. And then C-Cat said, oh, C-Cat, your name is perfect for this. The sails would not be up if the boat would be at Final Destiny. That's true, right? The sails would be down. It would be like tied to the dock, right? Emily, me, what's my problem? Deck, yes, you've got a problem. Isn't that annoying? It does it to me all the time. Robin says, sometimes the tarot doesn't give us the answers, it gives us the questions. We already have the answers. Or maybe the growth happens in us coming to the answer, right? Okay, Kristen says, journey towards wonder. Ooh, I love that. Okay, that was kind of fun. I know this was a challenging card, but you have to admit, answering the question with that one was kind of fun. All right, let me get another sip of water from my gigantic water bottle. It's like huge, but it does keep me drinking the water. All right, here's a beauty for y'all. This is another out of print deck. Sorry. You might still be able to get the big one, or is it totally out of print? This is the Tarot of Prague. Excuse me, choking on my water. So yes, Phasia had said, definitely in motion when you look at the sail mid-journey. Elle said, there's no one right way. Sometimes looking into the future, getting off the boat is what gives you momentum, or perhaps looking back and healing from the past back on the boat is what gives you momentum. Okay. So I do have the book for this, but it's again far away. So you guys will all have to use your imagination. This is the big version of the card, so that should be helpful, I think. That little guy. It's the back. I like that, Elle. And then Patrice had said, in every journey we have left somewhere and on our way somewhere else. We have to leave something to move towards something new. Ooh, very true. I'm glad you're liking the answers, Melanie. All right, so here, scooch this way now. All right, so here is our Tarot of Prague. Oh, and then Chris had also said, don't worry about the direction. What is important is we put ourselves out there. We will learn the right direction as we go. Yes. All right. Oh, hey, Sean. He's sneaking in. I know this is one of your favorites. All right. There's lots going on in this one. Ooh, if only only I knew what that said back there. There is a lot going on in this card. So what do you guys think about this? Does this bring, I can barely keep it in frame, it's so huge. What do you think about this one? So here we have a whole bunch of activity going on behind us, behind him, I guess for him, right? We don't see forward. We don't see what's on the horizon. I guess there was a little bit of that in this one too, right? It's like you feel like they're kind of coming towards us rather than looking away towards the future. Hi, Jamie. Nice to see you. It is very busy, Erin. Yes, I agree with that. And then Emily said, oop, it's so busy. He looks determined, perhaps a little irritated. No horizon. Exactly, Donna. That's kind of what I was picking up on. Is that an ox or a bull? Oh, gosh, you are asking the wrong lady. There's our focus. There we go. I have no idea. No idea what kind of animal that is. He seems harassed by worries, anxiety that the boat won't come in. Ooh, that's kind of an interesting way to look at it. Charting the world, said Oak Mama. Let's see, Chantal, I do find this one a little bit tricky as well. I'd be really interested to see what the book says. Beth says, I'm thinking the animal may represent Aries energy. Is that possible? Sure, yeah. This wee guy looks like he could make a good meme. Take over the Bernie Sanders memes, right? Oh my gosh. Are we not enjoying those? Katie says, it seems that the intellectuals at the back are so busy with the globe, they're not actually looking at the real thing like the guy at the front. Oh, that's true. So, okay, let's look at that a little bit closer because I actually didn't even, because there's so much going on in this card, this is like a globe, right? And they're all kind of like focused on making the plans, charting everything out. Come on, focus. There we go. So let's focus in on that a little bit because that might give us some direction here. So here we're measuring the distance. And then this person here is like, yeah, I'm just ready to go. Like, let's just go do this thing. Right? So there's still that element of planning, looking toward where we want to go. But I feel like we need to step off this platform. We're just a little bit behind the game than we are in maybe some of the other cards. Let's see what you guys think here. Thank you for pointing that out, Katie. All right, let me actually, I'm going to scooch this way, hold it up here, get my JBT logo. There we go. All right, that way I can kind of scroll through these comments here because I think there are some good ones. Looks like a sheepy bull. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Neem. He has his back against the wall. Kristen says, side view of the eyes, he looks distracted, leaning backwards, but I can't figure out the emotion behind it, right? It's like it doesn't have that forward energy that I feel like we get in so many of the other cards. Who stands like that? Maybe he's posing for that picture that Neem wants us to stop and take along the way. Emily says, ooh, it kind of reminds me how I feel before my hubby comes home at the end of the day after homeschooling. Desperation, like, please come take over this madness. Something like that. Jonathan, it's like he's getting his discussions made for him by committee and he's looking outwards instead of paying attention to them. Maybe because he already has the plans. He's like, okay, you guys, yeah, talk. I know where we're going. I know what's ahead. I know what I'm doing. White Tree Tarot says, still a lot of planning and disputes going on. I saw only one Latin word I know, disputat, not a lot of movement. Ooh, interesting. Ishi, they seem to be mapping based on his use of the staves. Mapping the mountains and lay of the land before sending him back out onto new ground. Donna, less moving forward confidently by choice, more by necessity, being pushed out, right? So it's kind of, he just like the front man for all this stuff that all these other people want. I'm like, this is me, I'm him, and this is like me pointing to all the people behind me. Let's see. Bye, Val. Thank you for coming. Michelle, this is the Tarot of Prague by Baba Studio. Now I want someone to put Bernie Sanders into this image. Yes, please. Do that thing. That would be really fun. Okay, Sean. Sean's helping us out. This is favorite deck here. With the help of others, we are ready to move forward. Yes, I like that. Beth says, definitely a lot of planning going on behind the main guy. The guys planning are entrepreneurs to chart the movement of the ships. Like it. I like it. Let's see here. Oh, it totally jumped to the bottom there on me. There it is. He looks totally in command of the situation and confident in his goals, says Anne. Discussions equal decisions. Oh, gotcha. It's kind of too much in terms of analytics. It looks like he's leaning back on the animal for support. So maybe rather than leaning on the staff, he's leaning back against that animal. Looks like they're charting the trip out. Leaning on the bar, giving someone the eye. I'm picturing Simon doing this. Meme says, isn't there a saying, there are those who plan and then there are those who do, right? Which one are you? Are you one of the planners? Are you the guy who's ready to embark on the adventure? The guy in the front is the action figure. Yes, exactly. Pamela says, it's a bull. I have the book. Thank you, Pamela. Time to be far-sighted and exploratory. Projects that you have been working on ready to be launched. Thank you, since I couldn't go get the book. I need to grab those in advance. They look like planning a voyage of discovery. Anna's feeling emperor vibes. He looks like he's managing to keep his balance by force of will. He's holding it together in spite of all that chaos happening behind him. Katie says, I don't get as much of the positive energy in this. Bursting with self-assurance. See, for a confusing card, you guys have a lot to say. You notice that? Let's see, there it is. Bursting with self-assurance. Doesn't look quite ready to move forward. The resistance or reluctance, perhaps. Chris says, it looks like our guy is fed up with all the planning going on. He stopped looking at the globe and he's looking out at the actual real life world. Like he's ready to go, right? But he is the action energy that will get it done. There's more collective work in this card. It's not just one person. Emily says he doesn't want the chaos behind him to accidentally push him forward into the depths of the waters, assuming that there's waters below, and there very well could be. Or is he protecting the bowl? Interesting. Then Neem said, then there's the other saying, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. The teamwork makes the dream work. Totally true. Donna, I hope that bowl doesn't make any sudden moves. Pamela, survey what has been achieved. Make ambitious plans for the future. T-Cat suspicious of the guy in the red cloth. Almost looks like he'd be waiting for directions from those with the map. Okay, I wish we could see the Latin on the plaque at the bottom. Do you want to see it or do you want to know what it says? Because I can pull that closer, but I'm not sure it would help much. Pamela says, I think he is being held back by all the planning, wants to break free and move forward. Beth says, I don't think it's an either or, planning or doing. I think it's about working together. Yeah, seriously, Al. Probably how Biden feels right now. Okay, I think I got caught up. I know I was reading those really fast. So, yeah, it's blocked. We can see a little bit of it, but not. Is it going to focus? There we go. I don't know. I don't know what you can see. I don't know if it says in the book. Pamela says, all my comments from the book. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so to answer Anne's question, okay, come on now. Maybe this is perfect, or maybe it's just me, but Anne asked, what should we actively avoid during this week? And I was really wondering how we would answer that question amongst all the other questions. And then we got this very busy, somewhat chaotic card. So how would you guys answer it? These might still be from before we asked the question. So Emily said, sometimes plans need to change last minute. Sometimes the best laid plan, something may still go wrong. Intuition and action is important sometimes. You know what comes to mind for me to answer this question? Like analysis paralysis, meaning we're spending so much time planning and we're so concerned that we're not going to get it right, or if we don't get it just right, that it actually could be preventing us from moving forward. So maybe with this particular card, I might choose to answer this question by saying, don't over plan. Like, trust your instincts. Trust that you have what you need to move forward. You did your planning in the Two of Wands stage, right? We're now ready to take those first steps and put things into motion. So if we obsess about all the planning, we'll never go anywhere or do anything. So that's my thoughts on that. See, and Aaron, will you take too much planning things out? You might miss the ship. Yes, that's kind of what I'm saying. All right, let's see here. Scrolling. Procrastination sometimes pays off. Does it though, Elle? Avoid getting gorged by a bull. Yeah, it's good to avoid. Let's see here. Beth says, over planning and not doing. Don't hold on to a false sense of control. Sometimes you just have to venture out and do it. Exactly. Oh, see, now we have Oak Mama coming in with a little bit of a different take on this. Avoid rushing out without making proper preparations. Jonathan, avoid decisions by committee and don't look outside yourself for the answers. Patrice, don't give in to pressure from others. Trust ourselves to know when it's time to move forward. We seem to have a bit of a consensus. Thank you, Kristen. It seems like everybody's kind of coming to, many people are coming to the same conclusions as I am there. Pamela, that's so me. Thank you, Jennifer, for being here. I hope I didn't miss saying goodbye. Emily, if we let go of the fears, we can trust our intuitive hits more. Yes. All right, what did Neem say? Did I miss it? Let's see. That's a good way to look at it. Biden listening to his administration while being expected to execute at the same time. He's listening, incorporating, and seeing what's ahead. So kind of looking at how that plays out maybe here in the US right now. I like that. What you said hit me hard in a good way. Hugs. Hug, hug. Don't miss the boat. Oh, Jenny, you're so cute with your puns each week. All right. Emily, it's not about rushing, misguided into something, rather trusting our intuition and not letting fear inhibit us. Oh, I like that. Neem says, can you imagine that while you're putting things in action, people are shouting in your ear, this way, that way, if this, then that, right? That's the life of a leader, taking things into account while in action. So knowing when to take on the advice and knowing when to tune out the noise. Beth says, this guy looks so confident and ready to go, like he can look out over the water and chart well where he sails. Anyone know their Bible? Then perhaps we might be able to translate the verse. You know, anybody who has the book or knows how to translate or has this deck, feel free to post it in the Tarot Playdate Facebook group if you're able to sort out what that does say in the Latin down there, because that would be very cool. Donna said, listen to advisors, but ultimately the decision to move forward is yours. And Chantal kind of sums it up, avoid letting others decide for you. So how'd we do there, Anne? Was that all right? All right, moving on to our fifth and final deck. Sometimes I'm really all over the map with these decks. So this last one here is the Gorgonz Tarot, and we'll try and kind of move through this one kind of quickly because we're getting close to the end and we still have to talk reversals and activities. All right, so this is a black and white deck. This is the big version. I also, was it Lo Scarabeo or Llewellyn? Put out a, no, Schiffer, this is Schiffer Red Feather. They put out a, for at least a limited time, a slightly smaller version of this, but they just sold the cards like without the book or anything. So I did pick up a copy of that because this thing is a beast to try and shuffle. So I have kind of this bigger version and a littler version, but not a lot littler, and it's still round. All right, so here is from the Gorgonz Tarot. Here's the backs, by the way. And, oh, good. I'm glad we were able to sort that out for you, Anne. And here is our Three of Wands. A couple of other answers from the last card. In the time it takes you to do all that planning, how many things have you gotten ticked off the list? And then we should avoid over-planning and remember to keep our ambitions in check. And then Chris said, the list you've made, does it really need to be color-coded and ordered by priority? Do you need the duplicate list ordered by due date and the one ordered by the oldest item first? Well, I do, Chris. Oftentimes I do, but it does prevent me from moving forward because in the time it took me to do all that planning, I could have gotten some things ticked off the list. Yes, I love that. How do you shuffle? This is one of the few times I kind of shuffle hand over hand. I made a mess trying to shuffle this deck. I am not going to lie. All right, so here is a close-up look of the, it's very shiny, as you can tell. So this really kind of harkens quite a bit back to our original. We have our person holding on to a wand, looking out at the boats. I like here, though, you definitely can tell this is water. It doesn't look quite so, which way am I going? This way, though. It doesn't look quite so deserty, right? But I don't know. So what do you think? And I love our little kitty cat here. There are a lot of critters in this deck. This card is gorgeous, ginormous, but gorgeous. Hi, Sheila. Nice to see you. Okay, bye, Rob. Thank you so much for coming. It was great to have you here. All right, so any initial different thoughts that you see in this particular card? I'm not sure. Yes, stars and a black cat too. Yep. Emily said, this person seems so vibrant with the shapes and patterns on the wands and on the outfit. Ooh, wow, that jumped fast. Jonathan, she looks very relaxed, enjoying her time on the beach, watching the boats go by. That's true. She's sitting, so not leaning, right? But she's really the only, this is the thing with the round card, but she's the only one that we've seen who's not standing. So is she more in that patiently awaiting for her ships to come in rather than getting ready to embark on a journey sort of version of this card? A play coaster. Yes, to cat. 3 wands, stars, and boats. Ooh, true. 333. What does that mean for you? Yeah, she's sitting, but it's not in an active energy. Oh, I like that observation, Neem. Let's see. Oh, it jumped again on me. Patrice says, this person appears to be seated, can't move forward while you're sitting on your butt. A good cautionary tale, yes. There is growth and stars, so maybe this speaks of some hope and some dreaming. Much less stress than the previous card. Yeah, we really needed a break after the stress from that last one, didn't we? Emily, plenty of ships coming in and close too. She's comfortable and abundant, right? It's like the ships are very close. So either she's just sent them out or they're just coming in. It doesn't look like she has to wait much longer, does it? Erin says, it doesn't seem like she is planning on moving. I think she's just surveying the area and relaxing. I kind of like this relaxed energy. It's like you can still move forward in a relaxed way. It doesn't have to use up all of your energy. I mean, we still have a ways to go, don't we? She's definitely chilling. Robin, she seems of 3 minds, 3 segments to her hair, climbing and expanding, 3 poles, 3 boots, 3 boats. Yes, definitely bringing in those energies of the 3s. Emily says, I think this one is really hopeful and positive. How does this one compare to the 2 in this particular deck? I'll give you a little sneak peek here. Whoopsie. See, this is also a seated energy in the 2 in this particular deck. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Maybe dreaming of her future, says Chantal. Neem, watching the ships roll in so I can roll away with them. Remix. Elle says everything comes in 3s, the stars, wands, and boats. Isn't that the number of the universe? So taking in the lessons the universe has to offer to help you guide you forward. I'm reaching. I don't think you're reaching that far. I think that's a very cool concept. This looks almost like she's on holiday and dreaming about the future. Oh, I need to do some of that. And then together, 3 times 3 times 3. Well, no, just 3 times 3. 9 is a power number. Ooh, I like that. It totally jumped on me again. Yeah, I like her black cat too, Pamela. She is holding onto the stave, which harkens the strength or actively activating creativity. Oh, I got this. I got this. Yeah, see? She's doing good there, RL. Relaxed and confident in your journey. There is sand, but it's beach, not desert this time. So Jonathan's saying, isn't 333 the number of creation? Is it? That's cool. Yeah, there's sand, but not beach, not desert. Exactly. Plotting the position of the stars. Looks how passive income might appear. All right, so we're getting into the fun numerology of this, but because it is getting late, we are going to answer our last question from Jonathan here. So, oops, let me get that comment off there. So, how do we stay, whoa, I just totally got things out of order there. How do we stay true to ourselves while encouraging others to be true to themselves? So maybe this is another one of those kind of perfect matchups with this particular version of the card. It's by being more relaxed, right? If we're stressed and so focused on what we need to do, there, right? And what we're trying to accomplish, we may not be cognizant that other people have their own journeys to travel, right? And so that can maybe turn us into a bit of this chaotic and kind of maybe even ignoring other people's needs, right? So here she's so relaxed. She's confident in what she's doing and what she's set in motion, which maybe gives a little more space for others to be true to themselves and travel their journeys. And she's like, yeah, don't bother me none. Anyway, I'll be interested to see what you guys think here. Talking about the 3s. That's true, Robin. The card is a circle and pi starts with the number 3. Let's see. Beth says, be the example. Oh, Pamela too. Lead by example. Ooh, you guys are on the same brainwave. And that's a huge thing. Like Simon said at the very beginning of Playdate that this was his card, right? So be the change you want to see in the world. Pamela, we have time to reflect always. Thank you for coming, Chantal. See you later. Don't cats see both sides of the veil even? Ooh, good point. Melanie too. Sometimes we can just be the role model. Emily, yes, and trusting our own path, our path, even if we don't know what is on the horizon, we can trust in our higher selves, the universe, the divine, etc., that will be for our highest good. Right? And there's room for everybody to take their journey. Like me embarking on a journey should not prevent or interfere with somebody else being able to take theirs. And if we're mindful of that and recognizing there's plenty of space for everyone to pursue their passions and their dreams and their goals, then maybe that's how we support each other too, right? So we have the support of the wands there. And live and let live. I wonder if a round card can really be reversed. You know, it actually becomes multi-directional, doesn't it? Donna says, lend others the use of your ships. Emily says, recording gratitude highlights the day, week, being grateful for our blessings, even in the face of challenges. Emily says, also, so grateful for a boat, any boat in the storm right now. All right, so did we get any thoughts from Jonathan on his question? It's focusing on the Empress there. How'd we do, Jonathan? We're doing all right with this one? All right, my friends. Well, feel free to keep your thoughts coming. And then I am going to turn that one off. Oh, thank you, Jonathan. I'm glad I could answer your question. We are here to help each other. If not, at least no harm. Yeah. Yes, I like that, Pals Tarot Tent. All right, so we'll just take just a moment to talk about, we've talked a little bit at the beginning about some of the shadowy aspects of this card. Nemid said, don't judge them for deciding to take to the water, and they won't judge you for plopping down in the sand. Oh, I just love your perspective sometimes, Neem. I really do. Yeah, this was a good card. Okay, so if you don't read reversals, but you see this card in a blocking position and a challenging position, or if you do read reversals, how would you interpret that? And this is one of those cards where I feel like, for me, and I will be interested to hear your thoughts, but for me, when this card is reversed or in a block position, it really is the stagnation of that energy. It's like that stuckness and not being able to move forward, not being able to move past the planning stage into the actual taking the action stage. So that's one of the ways I could read this. Let's see here. We have Oak Mama Melanie, reverse lack of foresight. So maybe we didn't do enough planning before trying to step out. All right, some answers to the last question still. We're all weathering the same storm, but are in different ships. Equity versus equality, listening, learning, and acknowledging. I love that. No justice, no peace, El, right? I love that. Ishi, the boats don't all float the same direction, which I think someone referenced in one of the earlier cards. We can hold a safe space for opinions that differ from ours. So that wasn't in reverse reference to the reversals, but in answering the question. Ishi says, philosophically, there's so many people on the planet because no one person has all the answers. Like, oh, and help them if they did, right? So answering the reversals, maybe either being impatient for change or jumping to action before proper planning. Yes. Robin says reasons are 2-to-1 against doing something. Did I say Robin? I hope I said Robin. Emily says definitely either overconfident, inflated ego, projection of shadows, inhibition, fear of what if, fear of not being good enough, imposter syndrome. Yeah, so those are those things we were talking about earlier. What is the Black Edge deck? This is the Melanated Classic Tarot, Pamela. So we like to bring some diversity into Tarot Playdate, and plus this card, like this deck, is just one of my favorites. The coloration in it is just freaking gorgeous. Sheila, plans and schemes too big to handle, may need a reality check. Yes. Jonathan, reversals can indicate that you have not planned things properly. Go back and review your plans. Make sure you did not overlook something simple or small. It is the small details that can ruin the big plan. And Chris, action taken without intention, without a goal in place, the process kind of just keeps going without any logical endpoint, using up all our fire without any recognized achievement. Wow. All right, you guys are bringing it. Doubt or less motivated? Yes. TCAT, this card could act as a warning if it's reversed that your expectations about a certain project may not turn to your favor. It could also remind us to stay flexible with our plans. You gotta do that bobbing and weaving we were talking about earlier. Maybe not enough planning before embarking on an adventure. Jonathan, you may need to revise something and scale down if your aim is too high. There are delays and obstacles that you face. So maybe breaking it down into those smaller chunks that we talked about. Oh, I did see that. So there's a new version of this coming out with the biblical verses. Yeah, every version or release of this deck has changed somewhat significantly. Aaron L says, yes, that's what I was talking about earlier, due to the make the trip, unsure about it, about stagnation. I'm not sure I read that right, but okay. Oh, what if it's cowardly action, sending others into the fray before yourself without reason? Ooh, interesting, especially that Tarot Prague one, right? Drifting out to sea, directionless. Oh, you guys have such good stuff. And then Beth said, for some reason, the message to be patient in this card is really jumping out at me personally. Noted, universe. Hey, you know, I take something away from this every single week. All right, so you guys want an activity for the week that I forgot to pull up, but I'll get it here. Let me just be clear about what we're doing here. Tarot activity time. So forgive me for a moment because I won't see the chat. Let's see what we got planned for our Three of Wands. Come on. There we go. All right. This is a simple one this week. This was created by Jilly Little Zen Crone, who has meditation stuff that, or Zen stuff that she does on Sundays, so she hasn't been in chat, but we still give her credit for her activities. You're making things happen. In what area of your life are you making progress? Do a 1-card reading every day this week and ask the cards to show you something you can do that day to take you one more step further ahead. Ooh, I like that. So if you have a goal or a dream and you're kind of not sure what steps to take next, let's use the tarot cards this week to direct us and give us some ideas on how we can move forward. All right, my friends, this has been, as always, a fantastic playdate. Thank you all so very much for your contributions. I very much appreciate it because it just would not work without all of you. And I will be sure to put the activity in the description box below this video. And eventually I will get it into the Playdate Facebook group as well. Sometimes I need a reminder. Thank you to those who have done that for me. And I hope you guys all have a great week. Embrace this Three of Wands energy in the upright positive aspect of the card if you can. Heed the warnings as you need. And I am sending you all so much love, and here's to a great week ahead. All right, everyone. Bye-bye.